it is why we still feel today, and we saw how this worked. We saw the impact of that particular process and how engaging people and bringing people together, not just leaving it up to the police, made a significant difference. And there are people who were part of this. As a matter of fact, just inside conversation with Pastor King, I remember him saying that, and he was referring to back then the approach that was taken. And he actually said he has been taking some initiative in his own community in that regards. And this is what we want to do, motivate and encourage people to do what they can in their little corner, while we have at the macro level, the government taking certain steps and certain initiatives to address this issue.
All right. You mentioned in a previous statement that you were giving that, the state of the economy plays an important role in terms of how crime occurs. Folks may have different opinion on that. Folks may say, well, folks may do think whether the economy is good or bad in terms of crime. Folks are entitled to their opinions and stuff. But, just being the opposition, do you think that the state of the economy is really what is, escalating the crime level that we're seeing today in Grenada?
Right. And I want to start with the point you made about opinion. And, I was laughing inside because opinions are what they are, right? Doesn't mean that they are facts. So I can think something, you can think something. Doesn't mean we both right? But I just want to make reference back to the point that you made as it relates to that correlation. And again, I'm referring back to the press conference held by the police. And I remember the officer making the point that the theories on crime backs up his point as it relates to the correlation between crime. And he's absolutely correct. Right? So the theories, right, backs up that, which is what the basis that he would have used when he made his statement. So at the end of the day, a theory exists, and a person can agree, a person can disagree. But let's just be realistic now. Let's throw theories out the window, right? Now, if you look at many of the crimes committed, you would realize that in many cases, there is a correlation. If you test them, you would realize that there's some connection between economics, person's economic situation, and the crime that they would have committed, right? So I'm sure the individual was not just speaking from theory, but he might have been speaking also from his own experience over the years as a police officer, right? So that is something that we can't argue to the end without finding that there is some level of correlation. The extent of the correlation we may want to argue, but that is precisely there. But let me just say that we are also of that same view. We are of the view that the current economic situation in the country definitely has an impact on crime. Now, I am not saying that this particular case on the beach or that particular case here was as a result of the economic situation. But if you take crime as a whole, if you look at all the crimes committed over the past X or Y number of years, you will find that there are relations, there are connections. And if you look at the current situation, and I'm not speaking about what I think or what, you just walk around Grenville. Yesterday I was in Grenville. You just listen to people, speak to businessmen. So don't listen to what I'm saying because I'm a politician. So I'm going to say there's a correlation and I'm going to say there is an economic problem. Don't listen to me. Go speak to the business